Hello, this is a message for the Bangkok group of students. Firstly, I hope you're all well. You had a good summer, and also that you've been working hard on your assignment, which is obviously what I want to talk to you about today. It was great when we met up with you, last Easter now, and it was exciting to hear about the ideas and thoughts and projects that you were going to write about. So now we've come to the stage where you're going to be submitting your project, and we're going to be thinking about grading, marking and feeding back on your work. This little tutorial is basically about the logistics of submission, because we want to reassure you that you can submit easily and that the feedback will come back to you appropriately as well. The most important consideration though is that you've got to get your piece of work to us in good time by the deadline. Now the deadline is the 20th of September. Now all of the messages that I'm going to give you today are really reinforced in the module guide, so it would be a good idea to listen to me and also to reflect back on the guidance that's in that, and just make sure that you're following it to the letter. Anyway, the submission date is the 20th of September, and what Julian and I have decided is normally our students submit their work electronically. Now we understand that you guys are in Bangkok or in your respective countries, and actually that might be a little difficult this time round. So what we propose is that if you can send us the files like you did with the dyslexia module electronically, then we will submit them through the online marking system. So you've got nothing to worry about other than sending us an email with the attachments. Now just so you're very, very clear about what it is that we want, there are three pieces of work, in fact three attachments that we're expecting from you. The first is obviously the 3,000 word written element, and in that particular file we need to have the written element and the full bibliography. So submit that as one likely to be Microsoft Word file that has the entirety of your assignment, the written element and the full bibliography. Okay. The second part that we were expecting is the actual presentation itself. Now I would imagine that for most of you that was written and produced using software like PowerPoint, and if that's the case, that's fine. You just submit to us the PowerPoint slide or the PowerPoint file that has your slides on it. Remember as well that just like in a written essay, if you're going to mention an author or relate or discuss a particular issue or thought or field, you still have to show the source of that knowledge. So for example, if you're talking about autism, you're going to want to cite authors that relate to autism in your PowerPoint slide as you would in a written assignment or essay. So some people forget that they have to actually reference the factors in their own slides as well. What I would suggest you do as well, as the very last slide or slides, make that your bibliography. So anything that you allude to in the actual presentation, you again have a full bibliography on the last slide. The third thing you need to submit to us is the critical analysis, and again all of the guidance for this is in the module handbook. So just to recap then, three separate files, the first being the written element including the full bibliography, the second being the PowerPoint presentation including again a slide that has your full bibliography, and finally the critical review, your critical reflection, which again should have a full bibliography at the end of any author that you might have referenced in that reflection. Okay, so those are the three things that we need to have sent to us. Now the actual hand-in date, as I said, is the 20th of September. Now obviously it works in your favour because Bangkok is ahead in terms of time, so as long as you send it from Bangkok on the 20th of September, it will arrive in our inboxes dated by the 20th of September here in the UK. So that's absolutely fine. You can have right up until midnight to submit. Just make sure it's not late, because a late submission is a whole other issue which you would have to deal with that affects your grade. I'm sure none of you want that, so just get it in good time before the actual deadline. What Julie and I will then do on your behalf is submit those electronically into our system of marking. You don't have to worry anything about that. That's more to do with how Julie and I can access your files together when it comes to moderation. When it comes to actually marking and feeding back, what we propose to do is to download from the online marking system a PDF file of your piece of work with our annotation, our comments and our grade, and we will email that back to you. Okay, so actually it's quite a simple process. Just make sure you get the email to us with those 3 attachments, and when they're marked and moderated and graded, we will send them back to you by email as a PDF. Okay, so hopefully that's really nice, simple and clear for you guys to bear in mind. The only other thing I should give you some information about is, should it be, and this is a very rare occurrence, that you might need to ask for an extension because of certain family, health, other commitments or issues, then we can consider that. Obviously you have to tell us what the issues are, why it is you feel you need an extension, and if it's agreed with us and the course leader, then it's for a 2-week duration. So you would add 2 weeks onto the September the 20th date. But like I said, it's quite rare that you would have to ask for that, and in fact the deadline has been set now for some time, so I'm hoping that most of you will get things in by the 20th of September. Anyway, as always, we're happy to answer any questions by email, etc. I've done a few Skype tutorials, and I know that Julian has as well. We're very open to discussing things with you, but we are aware that the time is ticking on now for the final presentation to be handed in, that the assignment to be handed in, and we want to make sure that you've got the heads up and that you're really thinking about it. Anyway, I hope again that you're all well. The weather here in England has been fantastic this summer, so we're all sort of ready for autumn now. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all again soon. Anyway, don't forget to email me or contact us if you need anything clarifying. Alright, take care, bye bye.